Hey artists, welcome to the studio. I think we're live. I don't know. Facebook keeps telling me I have a weak connection here. I got to figure it out because we're going to be doing this all summer long and we can't have pixelated videos. So I've been Googling what the world is wrong with my Wi-Fi connection and why this won't work, but hopefully we get it figured out here sooner rather than later. I am live with you today because I want to show you how to use some of these alcohol inks. And if you've never used alcohol inks before, boy, are you in for a treat, because it's a whole different type of painting. So if you don't know me, I will introduce myself. My name is Allison Mae Jensen, and I am the owner of Orange Easel. And we love live videos, and I'm just kind of gearing up because we're going to do this every single day this summer. I know I posted earlier today for ideas, so if you have something that you want to see a tutorial on, I need about 50 ideas. So feel free to go ahead and pull up that post and give me some comments so I know what you want to see, and I will get all my supplies and I will make a video for you. Just for you. I'll even mention you in the live video. How's that? So today though, we're doing alcohol inks on ceramic tiles. These are just really basic. We get them from Lowe's or Home Depot in the tile store. They're the same ones that you would tile on your wall or on the floor. And I think they're 4 inches. And they make really great coasters. To finish them, we put these little felt feet on the bottom. Now, I won't do that today because what I really want to show you is going to be the painting technique. This part is just kind of a bonus. So I want to let you know that's how we finish them. We go ahead and we put little felt feet on the bottom so that it doesn't scratch up your tables, and then we do spray them with just a clear coat spray. Okay? So that's how we finish these coasters, but you won't get to see that today because they have to dry. But I will show you how to paint them. How's that? Now this class is meeting, we're doing alcohol inks with our mini craft creation camp, which is coming up this coming Wednesday, because summer classes start not tomorrow, but the next week. And we're going to be doing these alcohol ink coasters with the littler ones. So this is for, I believe, ages 5 to, I should have checked before I went live, 9, 8, maybe somebody can comment. But it's under Craft Creation Camp. And this is the mini version. So these are the half-day camps. We also have full-day camps. And those ones next week are doing plaster sculptures. So totally different. But this one I thought was pretty unique, so I thought I'd show it to you. Now, alcohol inks, these are highly pigmented inks, and they are alcohol-based. They come in these teeny little bottles like this. They're not cheap, but if you take care of them, a little will go a long way. They dry really fast. So when you put them out in your tray, you want to make sure you only put out a little bit. Otherwise, you just wasted a whole bunch. So you gotta make sure you only give it a little tiny bit. And they're almost like liquid watercolors, but they're really pigmented. More like the dyes that we used in last week's video, okay? But these are alcohol based. So everything that we do to clean our brush or to clean our tray when we're done, we'll be using isopropyl alcohol. Now the stuff I have here is the 50%. I do know that a lot of people for cleaning purposes will get the 90%. And it works better to clean it all out of your tray and to clean it all out of your brushes. But I'm just thank you, Sarah. Sarah's on, and she is logged in as an admin. So she says it's ages 5 to 8. Thanks, Sarah. Awesome. So this is just 50, and that's what I'm going to use because it's what I got. All right. So for my supplies today to do my coasters, I obviously need tiles. Boom. I obviously need the inks, which if you're interested, let me know, and I will put the link to the set that we bought most recently off of Amazon. If you don't care, that's cool too, but I can get you the link. So we have that, and then I've got just a really inexpensive plastic paint tray from the dollar store, my favorite place to get them, and a whole bunch of brushes. Now the reason I'm using a whole bunch of brushes is I'm going to use 1 brush per color because I don't want to have to wash off my brush. These lovely watercolor brushes soak up a whole bunch of ink, and every time I go to wash it, I rinse out a lot of my ink, and I don't want that because then I'm wasting it, right? So I'm just going to switch brushes every time I need to change colors, and I'm going to make sure I don't paint for too long so that this doesn't dry on my brushes. If you're doing this with young ones like we will be doing next week, we'll have a cup with isopropyl alcohol in it, and they will put their brush in the alcohol when they're done. Same way we do with water when we're working with acrylics, where we train our kids, brushes go in the water. If you're not using it, brushes go in the water. Same with Mod Podge, because otherwise you have a whole bunch of ruined brushes. But for today, I don't have that, so I won't paint for too long. Let me show you some of my coasters. Look at this one. Isn't that fun? So you can see it has almost a watercolor look to it. It is a little bit tacky still because I just finished painting it. But you can see the reflection of my light in it. I have one of those really fun Diva lights, you guys. But it's got this watery, paintery texture. But you can't do watercolors on top of a tile coaster. So then come the alcohol inks. Look at that one. That one's just a little bit more abstract. That's kind of the direction we'll be going with our kids this week, is doing just abstract designs with them and watching how the paint moves. We talk about, I know, because I love watercolors and I do a lot of watercolor videos, and I always talk about the way the paint moves and how cool that is. Alcohol inks do the same thing, you guys. So, all right. And I have this one here, which honestly I'm not too wild on. Like, not a fan. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to fix it. Watch this cool trick. This is what's fun about alcohol inks, you guys, is if you don't like it, it erases. So we're going to get a little bit of this rubbing alcohol, and we're just going to start over on this tile. Just rub it off. Oh, I should also mention, like this one here, you can start to see some of the paint that I dripped, or the ink that I dripped along the edge. But like this one, I actually painted the edge. Isn't that cool? So it's actually got a painted edge to it, similar to how we'd paint the edge of our canvases. I love that as a finish. So I will probably end up doing that on all of mine. Now, even if you hadn't painted your tile, right, you just picked it out of the box from Home Depot, you would still want to clean it really good. So you'd still want to dump a little bit of your rubbing alcohol on top of it and give it a good clean. So you get all the oils off of it and the fingerprints and any dust. And that way it's a nice smooth surface for you. But check it out. Good as new. Ready to go. All right. So I'm going to work today with some blues. So I got my blues. And I'm going to work with golds because I think that's kind of fun. So I take just a little bit of my dropper, and I'm going to put just a little bit in my tray. I can always get more, but it doesn't go back in. It's not like the other inks that we were using. It's not going to go back in. I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to start. We're going to do an abstract one. I'm going to cover pretty much the whole thing. Oh, you know what else I need to do? I'm going to pour a little bit of alcohol in one of these trays. Because, well, I'll show you. Don't worry. All right, I get my brush wet with a little bit of alcohol because it serves kind of like the water. And then I'm going to go in here and grab some of my ink. So I've loaded up my brush with ink. Here we go. We'll go right across the top. I'm going to do a striped pattern here because I feel like it's one of the best ways for you to see what I'm doing. Look at those. Now, just like with watercolors, the longer it sits, the more that it moves. And the more it kind of does some really cool things. So let's start with just some stripes, and then we'll see what happens. And I may take my camera and move it all the way down here so you can actually watch without me lifting it up. See what's going on right up here in this corner? It's kind of wild, right? It's doing something. I'll grab a little bit more of that alcohol. If I get it diluted a little bit with rubbing alcohol, what that does is it gives me my pigment, but in just a little bit of a lighter form. So same way we do watercolors, if we add water to the pigment, it makes it lighter. That's fine. Now in this white area in between, I'm going to go in with a second color, and we're going to do greens because I did not do so well with my green one, and I really want a green one to work. So let's go in here with some green. I didn't wash my brush because green and blue go so well together. I don't need to wash it. Do you see what happens when I go right in the middle here? Yeah, let's do that. So we'll go right in the middle of these two, pull across, and then I'm going to just hold it up here. It makes kind of these striations like a geode, and it's hard to see on camera, but what's happening is that blue and that green are pushing against each other, and it's going to give me a hard edge. And you can see it here. They're almost like fighting for position, see? All right, let's get a little bit more of that green. We'll go a couple more stripes. I'll go real fast down here, and then I'll hold it up for you. I also love it because I can still see the other colors underneath it. So just like a watercolor glaze, ooh, look, gravity's helping me out here with something really cool. I love it. Now, pigment lays down when I pick up the paint, but I can also remove it by dropping in just straight rubbing alcohol. So if I make a stripe of straight rubbing alcohol here, let me show you what happens. Let me load up my round brush with rubbing alcohol, and we'll go right along this edge. Look at that. Makes like a cloud look to it. All right, I'm going to grab this. Come here. You got to come closer because you guys see this. It's going to cut off my head, and that's going to frustrate me, but y'all need to be closer to the action. So let's get this tripod up. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Let's do some painting. I'll move my little tray so it's next to here and you can see what's going on. We'll even prop this up so it's right there for you. This is a very playful form of art, you guys. It's abstract. And if you don't like it, you can just go back in and go right over the top or erase it. So if I pull down another stripe and another stripe and another stripe. Let's see. Let's put some green over here. Now, the wetter my brush is, the more it's going to move, right? Because that surface area needs to spread out and really get someplace. But I love these ribbons of color that happens. And I can still see underneath all of them what's kind of was there before. It doesn't completely cover it up. We can do the edges too. That's okay. Go right along here. Right along here. If I drop in color, I should show this even though. If I drop in, let's load up my brush. This has just rubbing alcohol on it. If I just take it and put it right here, just a dot, what it's going to do, well, because it's tipped, it's going to run. If it were flat, it would give me a circle, like a cell. For those of you who dig like pour painting and kind of the, oh gosh, the organic nature of it, right? Because it's really got all these fun cells and colors and things happening. You would dig this kind of art. This is the kind of stuff that I go kind of slow on and I look around and I think, ooh, don't touch that part, because that part right there I really, really like. Then I can go in here and all this is like, it's like putting an eraser in. See how much lighter that section got? It's going to continue to change. And because the alcohol dries so fast, once it dries, I can go back in and put in straight pigment right on top of it, and it'll be just fine. There we go. So we'll let that dry. I'm going to put in a little bit more color where those light areas are. That light area, when I put it in, what it did was it dropped the alcohol right there, and then it pushed all of the pigment out to the edge. So I actually have kind of a raised edge of pigment right there. Pull up with some more stuff right across it. And then, while that's still wet, which, boy, it doesn't take long for it to dry, I want to put in some gold, because why not, right? I feel like it needs some gold. So we'll put some blue right there, and then watch this. When it's still wet, it works best. There we go. Can you see that? How fun is that? There's some more blue. There's some gold. Let it just kind of drip down in there. Has anyone ever played with alcohol inks before? It's, like I said, a very playful medium. These work not just on ceramics, but they also work on metals. So when we did Metal Tooling Month, some of our kids used the alcohol inks to add color onto their foil. It works on, if you've got a bunch of those zinc washers like we do, you can color them with the alcohol inks. The same kind of techniques work. So you can use stripes or dots I would use a very, very small brush if you were going to do it, though, because there we go. A little bit more. A little bit more gold. Grab a clean brush and move that gold around just a little bit. There we go. All right. I'm going to stop there. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to do my edges. So I've got, see these edges? They don't look very finished. So if I want to take my brush, remember I said that it doesn't take very much, but I've already run out of ink a couple times over here. So just 2 drops. I get my brush wet with rubbing alcohol first so it goes a little bit further if it's got a little bit of this in it. And then that's how you clean your paint tray too, is with the same rubbing alcohol. Otherwise it doesn't come clean. We'll just paint this side, and we'll flip it over and paint the other ones. Nice thing is it dries so fast that I can put my fingers on it almost instantly. So I would probably, before I sealed these, I'd wait as long as possible. If I were doing these at home, I might wait an entire day. Here in the studio, because we've got to get these kiddos back to their parents, they don't give them to us for multiple days. We will actually go ahead and put the shellac, the high gloss spray stuff. We'll go ahead and put that on before they leave, and all the feet and everything. But if you have more time, I always think more is better if you just want to wait. All right, lids on alcohol inks. Super fun coaster sets. Check these out. Wouldn't you love to get one of those? I would. I think I like the blue one the best. All right, I'm going to pull my camera back up just a little bit. Is there anything else that I need to show you guys? Did you see all that okay? Everybody saw? Ooh, don't spill things. Making a mess. All right, put that back up here. You're watching without sound. Hi, Grace's mom. She can't hear me, but maybe she'll watch it later. Hi, Patricia. We love Grace. She's so fun. She was watching earlier, too. So, all right, guys, this is all I wanted to show you today. So if you got little ones who want to come and make tile coasters with alcohol inks, send them my way on Wednesday, and we'll spend the morning with them and make a really cool set of coasters. If you've got older kids, we need to make some plaster sculptures with them. And maybe I can show you that on Friday. I still haven't cut all the wood block bases for that. But there are room in our classes, you guys. You should be so happy. For the last 3 years, we have sold out our summer classes like mid-May, and people are just out of luck. But this year, we added so many classes, there are actually some spots left. I ran all the numbers today. So if you've got ones who are looking for something to do next week, yes, some of them are sold out, but not all of them. Take a look at the registration system. If it's full, it says it's full. So get online, create your account, look in that registration system, and then join us for a class. If you want to know more about this project, write me a comment. I'm going to log off here because my kids are at home, and I should probably go home and make sure that they ate lunch and are not on electronics all day. So, but I'm going to go home and do that. But if you write me a comment here, like if you want to know where I got the alcohol inks, or I don't know, where I got the tiles or anything like that, I will check back in with this tonight, and I'll be happy to answer them, because it is a really fun home project, you guys, and they make the coolest gifts. Christmas, Father's Day, it's coming up. Yeah, it is. All right. If you try it, I want to see pictures. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, I don't know. At Orange Easel Art is how you tag us. That's how you find us. All right. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Gosh, it doesn't feel like Tuesday, but have a good one anyway. And I'll check back in. I'll try to get it back in on Friday. Okay. So that way I can, show you those plaster animal sculptures, because you're going to want to see them, because they're awesome.